So what we were discovering was through calls into service, as well as complaints from customers and internally our facilities team, our cleaners, and our elevator technicians, that they were having some issues related to the elevators. Individuals were not utilizing the elevators for its purpose of going up and down. So it was decided to go ahead and do a pilot program to leave the doors open. This obviously would have more view of individuals when they're walking past the elevator. So if they did see something, they could report it to us. Gave some at the time of the pilot program, some of it was weather related elements. So by keeping the door open, it also gave the inability to stay in our elevators and using it for shelter purposes. So the results that we had on two of the stations, Colorado and Southmore, we had huge decreases in calls of service, especially related to narcotics. 9 Mile, we did have some issues in regards to our elevator operational. So true numbers on that one. We don't really have a comparative just because of the elevators not working totally. But what we did see was huge increases in welfare checks and medical calls. So I don't know if that was related to individuals pressing buttons for the fire department to respond or what. We haven't dissected that totally, but those were our 2 points. One was over 1,000% increase in medical calls. But in regards to the narcotics calls, those went down significantly at Colorado and Southmore stations. So our trespassing went down a little bit. We had less complaints from our cleaning as well as our elevator technician staff. They went down to 0 during our pilot program just because of obviously the pilot program itself and the success, but also our security officers, our police officers, and our police communications teams doing a higher focus on watching video and responding to these locations. We're extending it to 3 more stations. It's going to be Wadsworth, Sheridan Station, and Colfax Station. Again, from the success measures, we decided to expand it to 3 more stations. And we picked those locations also because those 3 locations were about 5% of our calls of service. The original 3 were about 8% of our calls of service, but also the proximity. We now have 2 platforms on the R line that's going to have elevators open. We have obviously Southmore and Colorado together, and then 2 platforms on the W line. So now we obviously place strategically our security and our police officers to be more visible and have hopefully less response time going to those locations.